Hello guys, and welcome back to another vlog. This reading vlog is going to be me reading some of the most anticipated books from 2025 that people read and seemed to really love. These were books that were super hyped in 2025 that I want to read. So for this video specifically, I may make a series out of this, I don't know, but as of right now, for this series, I'm going to be reading Dungeon Crawler Carl and The Will of the Many. I'm excited to read both of these. Obviously, both chonkers. So hopefully I can get this done in January.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
That's the plan, to finish these by the end of January, to upload the vlog by the end of January. So if you see this not in January, mind your business. But this is the plan, to read both of these in January, to hopefully make, like I said, a potential series of reading everyone's most anticipated books from 2025. Obviously, everyone's coming out with these are the books that I loved in 2025 videos. I've made my own, so definitely watch that. I'll link it below and somewhere around here potentially. Definitely watch my 2025 wrapped books. I have my 2026 most anticipated books video, which you can find somewhere around here as well, that I'm excited to do. I'm excited to see what other people's 2026 anticipated reads are for this year too. But I'm going to be going through 2025 reading wraps from people to kind of see see if there's any common books that a lot of people had that they really loved for 2025, and potentially try to read those in February for another video. So we'll see. The ones that I heard about the most was Dungeon Crawler Carl and of course The Will of the Many. So I'm going to try to read both of these. I'm starting with Dungeon Crawler Carl because, if I'm being very honest with you guys, I'm not well. I don't know if I look well to you, but I am not well. I'm having a really rough time and I'm in a very bad place presently. So I want to read something fun. And I hope that this is fun and whimsical and it's not hard and heavy hitting and depressing, because it's what I need. I need something fun and light and silly goofy. So I want to read Dungeon Crawler Carl. And that's my most anticipated read right now. So let's go read this, and I cannot wait, y'all. I'm so excited. I need something to bring me some joy. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. Anyway, here we go. I'm back. Okay, so I just made it home. I want to update y'all on where I left off in Dungeon Crawler Carl yesterday. This is the book, just doesn't have the sleeve on it, so whatever. So yesterday I got 13% of the way into Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I really like it. It's so fun. Basically, a synopsis of what this book is about. There is a person, I can't remember if his name is actually Carl or not, but they call him Carl. And basically he is on Earth and aliens come to Earth. They destroy Earth and they say, hey, if you want Earth back, you have to play our game, and you have to win our game to get a petition to get Earth back. So far it's very interesting. There's a lot of like rules and like thoughts and things that go on in here about like how the rules work, and obviously world building, right? And I'm trying to decide if I need to pay attention to all of the rules or if I can just kind of like expect I'll be reminded of them later when it's important. I don't know. But it's so fun. I'm having a good time. I love the Princess Donut is his ex-girlfriend's cat that goes along with him on this adventure, and I'm loving Princess Donut's representation in the book. I think it's so fun. Obviously, as a cat lover and a cat owner, I see it. I love how there's like this one scene where Carl and the Princess Donut go into a room and there's a fireplace, and Princess Donut just like sits in front of the fireplace and starts licking herself, and I'm like, yeah, that's a cat. That's what cats do, of course. Like, the world's ending and we're trying to survive and people are trying to kill us, and at the same time I'm a cat and I'm gonna sit in front of this fireplace and lick myself. Some things are just always constant. But yes, loving this, having a good time, really enjoying myself. Can't wait to finish reading that. Other things, obviously, as I showed in my little vlogging clips, we went to Half Price Books. Today was my mom's birthday celebration. Her birthday's in December, but we decided to celebrate this weekend. So we went to lunch, and after lunch we went to Half Price Books, sold some books that I no longer want or didn't enjoy, and then I got two books in replace of those. So the two books that I got Murder by Cheesecake, which is a Golden Girls cozy mystery. I'm really excited for this. I am obsessed with the Golden Girls. One of my favorite shows. I like binge watch it all the time. It's a comfort show and I love it so much. Betty White is like one of my favorite actors, obviously, and to the point that like I've named my phone after her, I've named my car after her. Saw this and was like, oh my gosh, I almost bought this full price at Barnes the other day. I'm so glad that I found it in half price, so I got that. And then the other book that I got is The Alienist, which I got this because there is a TV show called The Alienist that I watched with my mom a while back, but it had Dakota Fanning in it, and it was really, really good. It was just a really good TV show. This is actually the book that it was made after, so I decided to get it. It is set in 1896. It's kind of like a Sherlock Holmesy type of book, except that it follows like more like gruesome graphic murders and things like that. So this one follows a newly appointed police commissioner, Theodore Roosevelt, and a highly unorthodox move enlists the two men in the murder investigation, counting on the reserved intellect and knowledge of these two people of the vast criminal underworld. So basically on a bridge in Williamsburg, they find a horribly mutilated body of a boy who was a sex worker and in Manhattan's infamous brothels. So very excited to read this. I really liked the show, like I said, so was happy to get that. And then went to some thrift stores and got a little sweet treat at Culver's, so I had a lovely time. Now I'm back home. I'm gonna read some more Dungeon Crawler Carl after finishing watching Books and Lala's video. She just posted her tier ranking of her 11th most favorite book of the year for 2025, so I'm watching that now. I'm gonna get my daughter ready for bed and then read up some more on Dungeon Crawler Carl. So I hope y'all had a good day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm 30% of the way into Dungeon Crawler Carl. This is really fun. I'm having such a good time reading this book. Minor spoiler alert, but Princess Donut can talk, which I think is really cool. It's made it even more fun than just having a cat, but having a talking cat who acts like a talking cat you would expect. Very fun. I'm really enjoying this. I think it's a breath of fresh air in the sense of like the world and what's happening in the actual world right now. To be able to read something fun and silly, and like it has a plot and it has stakes, but they're not like, it's not anything super crazy. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a good time reading it. So far, like I said, I'm 30% of the way in, so I'm on chapter 16. It's just good. We haven't really like gotten too into the game yet, so I'm excited to like actually get into the game and see what that's about. I'll talk with y'all when I have more of an update. Have now officially made it 50% of the way into Dungeon Crawler Carl. I have nothing really new to add other than I just really do enjoy this. This isn't meant to be a spoiler vlog, so I'm not going to spoil this, because I do think that if you haven't read it, you should definitely try reading this. It feels like a book that could be for everyone. It feels very, sorry, my arm's tired. It feels very easily like this could be a book that everyone enjoys. It feels like a book that it's easy, it's accessible, it's not like we're learning anything super complex or complicated in this book. There's no like crazy like commentaries on anything. It really is more of a just like fun, exciting book. There is some like world building stuff that happens. Obviously it's a like kind of, it's a fantasy, so we do have some like fantasy world building going on, and we do have like fantastical characters. So if you aren't into that, then this probably isn't going to be the book for you if you just don't like fantasy. However, I think this is an easy way to get into fantasy. I think of this as like the romantasy version of ACOTAR, or any of those types of books, you know what I mean? Fourth wing. This is the fourth wing of fantasy in my opinion. It is kind of dude bro-y. I've heard people say that and make that kind of commentary about the book. I still think it's good though. I don't think it's super dude bro-y, especially because we have Princess Donut, and Princess Donut makes things just like fun and whimsical and silly, and like there are serious things because like they have to survive or they die. Like this is a survival, literally survival game. This is not like a fake survival game. There are the stakes that like if they don't do well, they die. But it is giving kind of like a little bit of dystopian society, Hunger Games-y types of vibes, only because this is a TV show. They are having to perform, but they're trying to just live and survive, and people are like, okay, enjoy. Like there's a character in this who's like a commentary person, and in the audiobook they sound like Effie from Hunger Games, like the movie. Just the very like lilty voice, and just like, all right everyone, it's time to go kill people, enjoy and don't die. Like it's so silly like that. Yeah, I really am enjoying this. I will be continuing in the series. My rating as of right now, I think it is gonna be a 5-star, because I'm just having fun. It's just fun. I can't see, like, again, I'm 50% of the way through, so we'll see if I still think this is fun or not once I finish it, and if I still enjoy it once it's over. but like I'm really enjoying like the creatures and the characters and trying to like understand the people that we're fighting against, and the idea of like, yes, some people are bad, but some people are good, and like how do you determine who are the good people and who are the bad people, and not wanting to be perceived as a bad person because we're good people and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. The banter between Princess Donut and Carl is also hilarious. I love the way that they're like going back and forth, and there is like a thing in this where in the series Carl can be transfigured into something else later on in the games, and Princess Donut is trying to convince him to turn himself into a cat. And he's like, I'm not gonna be a cat, Princess Donut. He just calls her Donut, but he's like, I'm not gonna be turned into a cat, Donut. And she's just like, just think about it, like it could be fun. And we're kind of just like wondering why she wants him to be a cat so bad. Obviously because she's a cat and she thinks that cats are the best, so that makes sense. But anyway, 50% of the way in, really enjoying it. I'll probably come back when I'm done and give you an update then, just because otherwise it's gonna be full of spoilers. So I'll talk with y'all soon. Hello, so I need to update you. It's been a while since I've chatted to you, but I did finish Dungeon Crawler Carl. I don't have the book with me because my sister is actually reading it currently, because I loved it. I loved it. It was so good. 5 stars. Y'all, that was such a fun book. Oh my gosh. Okay, social commentaries, really good, but also done in a kind of lighthearted way, if you will. It was a very good book. It was fun, yet still spoke to something, because all books do. If you don't believe that books are political, you need to look into that, because all books are political. Reading is political. Everything at this point is political, if you will. So all that being said, I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl. I really, really loved it. Princess Donut is amazing. Also, if you've read Dungeon Crawler Carl, Glug Glug, y'all, it had me. I was laughing. I was dying laughing. That whole chapter was, one, ridiculous, but also I loved it. I loved how they ended it. I'm obsessed. I really want to read the second book, so we'll be reading the second book probably next month. Thankfully, the books, most of them, I think if not all of them, are on KU, and I have Kindle Unlimited, so I'm gonna start reading book 2 next month. Like I said, we've got chocked full plans for the rest of this month, so I won't be reading that. But the next anticipated read we're gonna be reading for this vlog is this chunky beast. I am intimidated by this book, but I'm very excited. I did get the audiobook for this also so that I can tandem read it. I started trying to just audiobook it alone, and I was like, ooh, no, back up. I will have to tandem read this with the audiobook, which I'm perfectly fine to do. I do like listening to my books audio form, but also reading them at the same time. I feel like I really grasp everything best that way, because I'm hearing it and I'm seeing it. I need both. I'm a visual and a physical learner. I need both. So I'll be doing this one with audiobook. I already have it. I've already downloaded it. I did try to start it, like I said, but we didn't get very far. I stopped probably like 3 sentences in, and I was like, ooh, we're talking about names and words I've never heard of or seen in my life. So I do need the book to do that. I also really want the book because I want to annotate this while I'm reading it, just for like my thoughts and opinions and such while I'm reading the book. So we do have that to do today. Hoping that, again, this is chunky. Dictionary, not a dictionary, y'all. You fantasy people. I say you fantasy people like I'm not a fantasy people. 620 pages, which honestly isn't all that bad. It is 2 books basically in one. I typically read 300-page books anyway, so it's just 2 books in one. And I'm pretty sure this has like parts to it as well, so I'm excited for it. I'm probably not going to start it today because I am doing this vlog at the same time as 2 other vlogs. And my other vlog that I'm recording starts today. So spoiler alert, if you are watching this video right now, go back and watch my Winterween vlog that I did. Gabby reads it all. Gabby reads. I'm combining Gabby and Gavin's tags. Gabby Reads does a seasonal readathon for Summerween, but also for Winterween, which I really love. It's like my favorite. I participated in Winterween last year, so I'll link that up here somewhere if you want to watch the one from last year. But I also did Winterween this year. It was January 9th through January 12th. So again, you can find the link for that over here or over here. I don't know where it's at in the YouTube thing, but I'll tag it and you can go watch it. I'm planning to read 3 books, so if you haven't watched it, pause here, go watch that, and then come back and leave me a note in the comments if you did. I'm looking at you. You didn't go watch it. You need to go watch it and then come back and finish this one and leave me a comment and let me know if you watched it. But I'm gonna try to read 3 books in that vlog, which were all books from my TBR already, so that's really cool. And then we'll get into this chunky beast, hoping to finish this next week so that I can upload the vlog for this by the end of the month. We'll see. I'm doing good with my reading so far, y'all. I'm very proud of me. This month's been going very well reading wise, well, except for if you watch my other vlog, which I don't know if that one's up before this one. It should be up before this one, where I read books that I've already started. Again, I'll link it somewhere, you can go find it. But I read Bunny this month. I'm not gonna stop talking about how I don't understand what y'all read. I need to go watch Books and Lala's review. I need to watch someone's review of Bunny so that I could see why I'm dumb and I don't get it. Because I don't get it. I might go watch Katie Coulson's video, because I know Katie Coulson did one. She's a Bunny fan. She loves a Mona Awad situation, so I might go watch hers too. But I need to understand, because I still don't understand. I'm not gonna ramble about it, because I ramble about it in almost every video. That's the only book I didn't like. But I've been reading books, y'all. I've been reading so many books. I'm so proud of me already. I think I've already read 3 books and it's only been 9 days. She's a reader. She is intellectual. Anyway, I gotta go record another video that'll probably be out this month. So I'm gonna go record that and I will see y'all when we start reading this beast. Oof, she's chunky. Coming to you live and semi-crusty from my room, my office. We are finally back to wrap up the FOMO vlog with The Will of the Many. I'm so excited to get to this. It is the last week of January. It is currently Wednesday, the 28th, and the month ends on Saturday. And I'm booked and busy every single day. So let's see if we can finish this by the end of January. We might not, that's okay. But I was hoping to. It's been a lot this month. I had a whole week where my family had the flu, so I wasn't really reading, you know, forgive me. But we're back and we're gonna finish or start reading The Will of the Many. I do have the audiobook, so I do plan to do a tandem read where I'm listening to the audio and reading at the same time. But this is a book that I do have to tandem read. It's not gonna be a book that I'm gonna get away with trying to read it just by audio. I can already tell. I already tried and it's a no-go. I started and I got like 7 seconds in and I was like, wait, what? The intro for part 1. No. It wasn't even that. I started reading at the very beginning here for the rankings, and I had no idea what it was talking about. It was just saying names. Like, it was just straight up saying names, and I was like, huh? What are you talking about? What are the words you're saying? So I said, nope, pause, restart, go back. So all that to say, we're gonna read this. How long is the audiobook? Let's see. It is a 28. You've got to be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me right now. On 1.5 speed, it's 18 hours. But like regular speed reading this, according to Audible, regular speed reading this is would take you 28 hours. That's insane. That's too much time. 18 hours on 1.5 speed, which I'm probably gonna end up speeding it up because if I'm reading and reading at the same time, I can process faster that way. I would need to read 6 hours every day to finish this by Saturday. I would need to read 6 hours every day, which is not gonna happen. I don't even have 6 hours after work. So anyway, all that rambling aside, we're gonna read The Will of the Many, and I'm so excited. Also, I've seen a lot of people really like book 1. I've only seen 1 review for book 2, and that was Books and Lala Kayla, and she didn't like it. But I think she just is very picky about sequels. Because I'm not as picky about a sequel. I know it's not gonna be as good as the first book most of the time, so I'm not that picky about a follow-up. It just needs to still hold up. You know what I'm saying? A series that I read that I hated was, oh, Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing book 1, amazing. Book 2, okay. Book 3 was trash. And y'all won't convince me. Y'all won't convince me any other way. I hated book 3 to the point that I will not continue finishing the series. I don't know what Rebecca was doing out there, and it's none of my business. That's her problem. All them little girls in her fangirl group can read that book, live, laugh, love, enjoy. I hated book 3, so I won't continue. Because I don't care. At this point, the way book 3 went, I don't care. I have a vlog of me reading those books that I never posted, that I never finished editing. So if you want to see that, let me know, and maybe I'll bring it back. We'll see. Let's get into The Will of Money. I'm still sitting here, 11:30 now. I need to go to bed because I do have to work in the morning. However, I started reading The Will of the Many. I actually don't think that I think I could probably listen to the audiobook a little bit here and there without having to hold the book, so that's good to know. This first paragraph, I'm gonna read it to you. I am dangling, and it is only my father's blood-slicked grip around my wrist that stops me from falling. He is on his stomach, stretched out over the rocky ledge. His muscles are corded. Sticky red covers his face, his arms, his clothes, everything I can see. Yet, I know he can pull me up. I do everything I can not to struggle. I trust him to save me. He looks over my shoulder, into the inky black, into the darkness that is to come. Courage, he whispers. He pours heartbreak and hope into the word. He lets go. Anyway, I'm probably gonna finish this book tomorrow. I highly doubt it, but what a way to introduce a book. It reminds me of learning how to write when I was in school, and that's not a diss on the author or anything like that. But I feel like we've gotten away from this kind of like concept in writing, and I don't know if that's like a thing that is being taught or if that's like good writing now is just like moved away from the way that we used to write when I was younger. But I remember being taught in school, when you're writing a book, you want to like make sure your intro is something that's engaging and hooking, and it tells kind of the story of like what your reader can expect. I got it. I know what this whole book is about now. I don't have to read anything but that intro paragraph, and I feel like I understand everything that's going to happen in this book, and it hooks you immediately. I am immediately hooked in, and now I'm like, ooh, great. I really want to cuddle up in this chair, y'all, and sit here and read this book until 3 in the morning. I cannot, because I already stayed up last night until 2 in the morning, and I regretted it this morning. I was so exhausted. So I'll read this tomorrow. Regretfully, she says, but I will read this tomorrow. I'm so excited to start this now. I love it. It's still so chunky. It's still so chunky, but what a great introduction to a story. Oh, yes. I just read an additional sentence. It is one full sentence. Oh, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I'm locked in. I am already locked in. I'm so ready. I'm gagged. I'm seated. Don't talk to me about anything but this book. I have some really big suspicion just reading the introduction. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, y'all. I think this is gonna be another 5-star. FOMO's real, okay? FOMO is real, and you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. And that's how I feel. So far, this FOMO vlog is going to be great. I can see it already. I can see it already. I'm ready. I'm seated. We're seated. We're ready. Right, Burbs? Are we ready? It's my little boy. My little cat boy. He's such a good boy. Little cat kisses. He gives me kisses. Watch. He headbutts into my mouth. It's so cute. I love it. He's my favorite little boy. He's getting old, y'all. It's making me nervous. We've been besties for over 10 years. I fell in love with him the moment I saw his little butt. He was like this big when I got him. He fit legitimately like right here in my clavicle, like just fit right there perfectly when I got him. He was not even 8 weeks old because I had to wait to get him. Actually, no, I think he had just turned 8 weeks old. Either way, I love this little guy. I have to go. My camera's telling me it's gonna cut me off, so. Here's the thing. We started out friends. Just kidding. That was embarrassing. Here's the thing. I told y'all I thought that I could get a significant part of the way through The Will of the Many in 3 days. I was right that I couldn't do that. The book's right here. I have made it to page 21. I've made it to page 21. That's like, you can't even tell how much I've read because it's so little. I will say, I do think it's good. I do really like it. I am tandem reading it with the audiobook. And I think that's also part of what's slowing me down because I'm physically reading while I'm listening. And thus I can only read at the moments that I can hold the book, right? So if I can't hold the book, then I'm not listening to it. They have brought up a lot of terminologies that I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about and I don't know what they mean. And part of me wants to like read the glossary to like understand the words. But then part of me is like, but I feel like if I do that, I might give away parts of the book to myself for like understanding. And I feel like at a certain point, like things will be explained to me. I'm hoping at least in a way that like isn't just like saying, oh, this means this, but like through storytelling and like understanding. So we've made it to page 21. I am enjoying it. I do think it's interesting. I thought the like opening scene of the book, if you will, with the story of, I don't know how much is spoilers, but like it's 21 pages in. So this is a 600 page book, y'all. If I'm spoiling it at 21 pages, then we're doomed. But like the explanation of the scenes with the siphoning and like understanding what he meant and like seeing the description of what he was describing. At first I was like, wait, what are they doing? And like, what's happening? But then we have a very explicit scene of like seeing someone coming off of the siphoner. And so seeing that in words, obviously, like I was like, oh, okay, now I get it, now I understand. But there are some things that I'm like, I don't understand, I don't get it, like why, what, how? So I'm excited to keep reading. I do want to keep reading. I need to start reading it now, to be honest. It is currently almost 7 o'clock, so my daughter will be going to bed here in the next hour. And so I think once I put her down, I think I am gonna just like sit here and really get into this book and read for like 2 or 3 hours. Anyway, I will see y'all back later when I'm reading. All right, hello, good morning. It is February 27th. So we haven't seen each other in a month. You know, it is what it is. Today, we are getting back to Will of the Many. It's time. I had a lot going on in February reading wise, so I wasn't able to get back to it, but now it's time. But right now, we have to get ready for the day. I have to work. I have meeting after meeting after meeting all day today. So I need to get myself presentable and brush my teeth, do all the things. So I thought I'd bring you with me. I have lots of plans for this month's videos, so I'm very excited. I'm trying to like structure my video schedule a little bit better. I think February was a little all over the place, and it's because I didn't have a plan necessarily. I knew what sets of videos I wanted to create, but I didn't have a plan for how I was going to create them or how long it was going to take me to make them. So I need to get better at that part. But for this video specifically, I want to finish it. I need to wrap it up. It's been going on since January. It's taking way too long for no reason. So with that being said, today I started reading this morning. So I laid down in bed and I read a chapter just to like get us back into it. And I'm gonna work my little butt off all day. And then this evening I'm gonna try and read some more and see how far I get. I only have like one plan this whole weekend. So hopefully this weekend I can dedicate some serious time to reading the book. Hopefully we can manage that and just try and use my spare time wisely. I've noticed that I tend to be very focused on doing other things that aren't the productive side of working on my YouTube videos. And I really do enjoy doing this part. I get to read, which I love doing and is fun for me, but also I get to like stretch my creative muscle with working on YouTube and making thumbnails and doing silly stuff like that. Like, it's just fun for me. I enjoy doing it, especially now that I figured out what I'm doing. And I'm doing things that I actually like and enjoy, and I'm not trying to fit some like YouTuber mold that was never me. I tried being like a day in my life vlogger person a long time ago, and that was not me at all. And I tried like making videos, like I tried doing the true crime thing. Not for me. I don't enjoy that. One, I don't like the research, and I don't really, now in retrospect as an older, wiser woman, I realize that I don't even really like that industry. I don't like that area, that niche. I don't really watch true crime videos anymore. I hardly watch true crime movies anymore. So shows, whatever. All that to be said, I feel like I finally found something that I actually like doing, that I can actually make content for, and not trying to make content for something that I don't really do. So anyway, let's go brush our teeth. Let's do our hair. Let's get dressed so we can go to work. We got to make breakfast. I'm going to make one of my chai teas this morning because we've got, like I said, we are busy today. I'm going to make a hot tea, so I have that in my little ember mug today so I can sip on that when I'm ready. I have my chai tea so that I can drink that while I eat my breakfast. We got medicine to take. We got all the stuff to do. So I need to stop yapping because we're late starting the day. My day typically starts sometime between 7 and 7:30 because I do have a child, and she wakes up at 7 or 7:30 in the morning almost every weekday. For some reason, her body knows when the weekend is though, and she'll sleep until like 8. I gotta brush my teeth first. I can't talk to you when I'm brushing my teeth. It seems really weird, so be right back. So, like I was saying, she wakes up at like 7, so 7:30 is when my day starts typically. And I usually spend that time getting her ready for school, unless my husband's gonna take her to school, daycare. I just call it school for the ease of like transitioning her later. But so she gets ready for school. If I take her, we leave the house sometime between 7:45, 7:50. Her daycare is like 15 minutes away from us, so it takes me 30 minutes to get her to daycare and get back home. So that's when my day starts. I will come home, I'll make my breakfast, I'll take my medicine for the morning, my vitamins, whatever I need, and then jump straight into it. In the meantime, obviously I'm getting ready. I just brush my teeth. I'm very much into video essays. I don't know if that's a thing that everyone enjoys or likes, but I do. So today's video essay that I'm watching is FD Signifier. I talked about him in a recent video, my Black History Month video, but he did a video about the Drake and Kendrick beef, and I never watched it. So I'm gonna watch it now. It's like a 3 hours and 20-minute video essay. I do like my video essays to be a little bit longer because I want all the information, I want all the details. So I do watch like 1 to 2 hour long video essays, and that does take me like almost all day to do. But those are the things that I do when I'm not reading, which I haven't been doing as much because I'm trying to prioritize reading over YouTube as far as enjoyment. So anyway, all that to say, I brushed my teeth. Let's get dressed. So we got our work shirt on. I put on my work shirt because I have a lot of client meetings today. And then I have deodorant. I've been trying to use aluminum-free deodorant, but I think I might be losing that battle, y'all. I'm a sweaty girl in my armpits exclusively. And when I sweat, sometimes when I'm stressed, I'm stinky. Your girl is stinky. We're gonna put on my favorite replica. This is the only replica perfume I've ever used. By the Fireplace is my favorite. I've tried a bunch of others by them, and I don't like any of them. This is the only one I like. It smells like burnt wood. It smells like you're sitting by a fire, like a camping fire. Like if you've ever had one of those, that's what it smells like, but with like a musky undertone. I love it. It's my favorite. But yeah, so this is it. This is what I'm gonna look like today. I don't do makeup for work. I don't care. I don't care to do that. So I'm not putting on makeup today. I thought about it because I thought it might make me feel like a little, but I don't want to do that. It's a busy day. I know I'm going to be rubbing my eyes. I know I'm going to be up and down and running around, and I just don't feel like doing that. The only other thing that I typically will do is I'll put on a necklace and earrings, because I work from home and I'm remote with all of my clients and my teammates, they only see me from here up basically. So I try to put on earrings and jewelry to like help me look put together without having to actually like do a whole lot of work. And it helps, it works. I don't have to do a lot of makeup. I thankfully feel like I'm a blessed individual where I don't have to wear makeup, or I don't feel the need to wear makeup. So there's that, but we gotta go. I'm gonna go get our breakfast together and I'll see y'all sometime later. All right, guys, I'm back. I disappeared Friday. After that morning clip, I disappeared. Friday wrecked me, y'all. So busy, so much. I felt like I'd been through 2 days in one. It was way too much stuff going on, but I made it through. I had therapy that afternoon, and so after therapy and doing like 10 hours worth of work in one day, I was like, I'm not doing anything else today. So all I did was continue reading the book. So I'm reading Will of the Many. I don't have the dust jacket or I would do this, but I'm reading Will of the Many, and I've made a good, significant amount of progress. I've read this much. That's pretty good. Especially because, obviously, before I came back to you guys, I had only been like 16% of the way into the book. I barely had gotten anything read. So as of today, I'm 35% of the way in. So we're almost halfway. That's really exciting. I have officially made it to part 2. I didn't know this was going to be in parts, but yes, we're in part 2. And I will say, as far as part 1 goes, I am enjoying it now. In the beginning, and the reason I only made it so far in, there's just a lot of information that they're trying to teach you and give you so you understand the world that you're in. And while I appreciate that because I do understand it now, it's just so hard to like put a lot of this stuff into memory and remember that, oh, like this means this and that means that. Here's the level of whatever person's stature, and it's just a lot. And now there's like magic going into this as well. There's some kind of magic system, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm lost and I'm confused. Okay, sorry. I completely forgot to get my microphone. This is the hardest thing to remember to grab when I'm recording. I don't know why. If you're wondering, I'm using the Insta360 Go Ultra for filming as of late. I used to have a Canon GX7 or whatever whatever the heck, but I had the original one and it's very old and it worked. My first few vlogs and videos from all of January and into February were all filmed on that camera. But in February, I invested in this because I had some gift cards and money that I'd gotten for Christmas, and I decided I wanted to spend my money on this camera. So I did, and I'm so glad that I did. I'm really, really loving it. I love that I can put it in different places and have different angles to film in. Like, it's really nice. But recently, I got these microphones that plug into the camera, and so I can have a microphone so I can whisper while my daughter is sleeping and not wake her up. Because that's been the problem. I've been whispering in a lot of my videos, and when I'm whispering, I'm having to adjust the audio, and it just sounds so bad, y'all. It sounds so bad. So we got a mic now, and I'm proud of that. I'm happy for that. Anyway, where I left off, in Will of the Many, they've introduced a magic system, and this magic system it's hard to follow, honestly. I'm not really like grasping it right now, and I'm hoping that during part 2 of the book or the rest of the book that I start to really understand it. But there's some things that he's doing, that the main character is doing, in a place with some people. I can't tell you anything or it spoils the whole book. In a place with some people, and I'm like, how are they doing this? I still don't understand. Like, part of me understands, but part of me, I don't understand. So anyway, it's been really good. There's some action stuff happening now. We have like a transition of going from one place to another place now. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen now that we're in like a trial situation, if you will. That's how I feel like this section is going to go. And that's kind of how it feels like this book is setting all of this stuff up to be. Very like Maze Runner, Hunger Games vibes is what I'm getting from it. Not the like dystopian stuff of it, but like just the like cutthroat, you have to do these tests to make it to this place and to this level kind of thing. So I'm interested to see
interested to see how that's going to go. So all that to say, I'm making pretty good progress. I probably won't come back until I'm done with this because I can't really tell y'all anything about what I'm reading without spoiling the book. Other than that, y'all are about to follow me around while I get some chores done because I need to do some tasks. And I'm listening to the book on audio right now. And what better time when you're listening to an audiobook than to do some chores? Obviously, like I've told y'all many, many times, I like to have audiobooks when I'm reading, especially when I own the book physically, because it just helps me stay really engaged and focusing in on what I'm reading. But I also really like audiobooks because, as y'all know, this is not a surprise unless you're new here, which if you are, welcome. But I'm a mom, and so I don't have a lot of time to sit with my face in a book, but I also like to listen to audiobooks when I'm putting my daughter to bed. Putting her to sleep at her age is just is a whole chore, honestly, not gonna lie. And so it makes me calmer and makes me more relaxed, and it makes me not keep such a close eye on how much time has gone by while trying to get her to bed. Because I noticed when I didn't have audiobooks or video essays or any of that stuff going on in my ears while I was putting her to sleep, I was just counting the seconds until she was going to sleep, and I was getting irritated and upset and frustrated, and none of that's her fault, right? And so because of that, I'm also in therapy. If you're new here, well, welcome. But I'm also in therapy, and within my therapy, I talked about, some of the frustrations that I'm having with trying to put my daughter to sleep and how I don't have the patience and I get very frustrated with her, and it's not her fault, right? And so my therapist recommended that I try something that kind of helps me disassociate from the situation, if you will. So that's what I do. I put on an audiobook and I listen to an audiobook, or I also listen to podcasts, or like I said, video essays. The video essays are harder because I can't watch it because she sees the light on the phone. She won't go to sleep. All that to say, audiobooks are really good for me as a mom and just as a person who is always going. Also as a person whose brain never stops, y'all. My brain never stops. If I was reading this book, right? If I'm reading this book without the audiobook, I can tell you 100% I probably would have either DNF'd this book, or I would have probably just had to reread sections over and over again, because when parts of a book get kind of slow or kind of boring to me or aren't as interesting, maybe that's a better way to say that, then my brain starts wandering. And I'll just be not paying attention whatsoever. My brain will just start thinking of other things. I'll read a sentence, and a word in that sentence will remind me of something. And then I'll start thinking about this thing that I'm supposed to be doing, or thinking about this one time 7 years ago when this thing happened. I don't know if anyone else is like that. And if you are, you get it. And if you're not, I envy you. I envy you so much if you're not that person, because she never stops, y'all. She's always going. She's always thinking about something. She's always pondering something. She's always going back in time to think about a thing that happened, like I said, 7 years ago. It is what it is. Anyway, that's enough yip-yapping. I'm going to go get to putting my laundry away, and you're going to keep me accountable by hanging out while I do it. Hello, everyone. So, update on The Will of the Many. I have made it 55% of the way through. Claps all around. I was really hoping to read more this weekend and get a lot more accomplished this weekend, but I decided that I needed a break. I needed just rotting brain time. I've had a lot going on lately, and I just sat on my couch and rotted basically all day. So that was pretty much my weekend, but I got 55% of the way through, which is really good. There were some crazy twists and turns that I can't say without spoiling stuff, but there was this very specific scene where the main character, he's at his academy, and he goes to this place and he sees things. If you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. And first of all, I was listening to that scene in my audio, like through audio. And there's this part in there where there's like this whispering thing happening, and it was whispering in my ear, but it was this most terrifying thing. I had no idea what was coming. And I'm like doing laundry in the middle of the night. And actually, no, I was sitting here. I was sitting here waiting for my dishes to be done so I could make my daughter's breakfast and lunch for today. And this whispering thing started happening, and I'm sitting here by myself in the dark, and I was just like, oh my God, what is happening right now? Like, I swear to you guys, it was absolutely terrifying. I was like, what is this? And it just kept happening. It didn't stop. So I don't know if you listened to the audiobook for The Will of the Many, but if you didn't, for that specific scene, y'all, yikes, terrifying. But yeah, we also just learned a big reveal as well about a person that we didn't realize this person was someone else. Whoa. I don't really fully understand the like what all of that really means and how all that works, but that was a wild reveal. It's been very interesting. It's been a very interesting process. So I think that I know something that needs to happen for that one scene that I was just talking about with the scary voices. And I don't know how that's going to be accomplished, but I think our main character is finally like building a core group of people that he can rely on, hopefully. And they're going to be able to like help with this process that needs to be done. So very interesting, y'all. Very, very interesting. I'm having an amazing time with this. Yeah, I'm just excited. It's been fun. It's been a fun read. Getting through the first 15%, for anyone who hasn't read Will of the Many, that's the hardest part. Just push through until you get to, I'm just going to call it the villa. You'll understand when you get there, but just push through until you get there. Once you get there, things really start happening and the book starts moving a little bit better. But again, it was probably 20% of the way into the book before that like movement started to happen, and you start to like understand things and things start making sense and you start feeling like you're a part of the world at that point. At least that's how it happened for me. I'm going to keep listening to it today, hopefully finishing it, if not today, tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. So that way I can import all of my footage and get this video out on Sunday. I'm so excited. This has been the longest video, y'all. I'm so sorry, but I'm enjoying it. I will say, after working on this book and working on reading it, I think that I'm not going to do the series that I talked about after all. I was going to make this a whole series on my channel, FOMO vlog, if you will, of me reading popular books that other people have read that I haven't read yet. And I just don't think I'm going to make this a series. This was really dense and really hard to do because I was reading two gigantic books at the same time. I don't think I'm going to do this ever again. If I do, I'm going to probably just do it one like focusing on one specific book, because I also think I want this to be a spoiler-filled situation. The whole premise of the idea is that I'm reading a book that other people have already read, if not a year or 2 years or 3 years ahead of time. So I really want it to be like more of a focus on me reading the book and like giving you my thoughts as it's happening and talking about things that are happening and being able to kind of spoil it. So I think if I'm going to do that, I want it to just be one book, one video. So we'll see. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do, but that's my thoughts. I already have one book that I also want to do this with. I have a best friend, Kelly. Hi, Kelly, if you're watching. And she has recently got back into reading. So exciting for her. And she's really into mystery thrillers. And I recommended a book for her that I actually have not read, but I have been told it's so amazing. It's such a good book. And it was like, it won awards and all kinds of stuff, but it's Flicker in the Dark. And she read it and she was like, oh my God, dude, it was so good. So now I want to read it. FOMO. I want to know what's going on. I want to understand. I want to be a part of it. So that's probably the next book that I'll do that with, so that I can give my like thoughts and opinions and talk about it as I read it. So if y'all like that concept, if you like that idea, definitely let me know. I would really like to have y'all's thoughts and know your opinions and such. So definitely let me know what you think. Otherwise, I'm gonna get back to reading. I got a lot to read. I got a whole lot to read. I think now I have like, what, 300 more pages? So excited to get into it. Here's the thing. I just finished Will of the Many. I feel confused right off the bat. I understand the ending, but I don't understand the ending, if that makes sense. Like, I understand, but I don't understand. Y'all, what did I just read? What did I just read? What did I spend all of this time reading? What's the point of it all? It's okay. For anyone who hasn't read Will of the Many, just like right off jump, let's move into I need to move. I don't want to sit here anymore. I need to get in bed. So I finished Will of the Many. For those who have read it, you know what the ending is. For those who have not read it, I don't know if it's worth it. Like, I was expecting to be more gooped and gagged, to be quite honest with you, about the ending. People make it seem like the ending is like this like crazy thing and like all this crazy stuff is happening, and like I've seen people's reactions, like them recording their reaction while they're reading the end of the book, and I just don't know if I get it. I don't know if I get it. I get it. Like, I get it, okay? I get the ending. I understand what's happening. But I also don't understand what's happening because it's just, we're left on such a huge cliffhanger that it feels like, what was the point of everything else? I don't know, y'all. This is my like honest reaction without having like, I feel like I need to go watch like someone's spoiler vlog where they talk about The Will of the Many to see if maybe there's something I'm missing that I'm not understanding. I mean, okay, I get that part. I get that part. And I get that part. But like, the other part? Oh my god. Okay, for people who have read Will of the Many, subliminal messages here. I understand the arm. I understand the boat. I don't understand I don't understand. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't understand the red room situation. Like, I get it because I get the boat, right? I get it, but I don't get it. What kind of nonsense way to end a 620-page book, you guys? It's not like this was like a 300-page book and it's ending on this type of cliffhanger. This is 600 pages. Are epic fantasies typically like this? I'm not sure this was for me. I have to read Strength of the Few because the way that ended. But I don't know if I'm that invested in reading it. Y'all, oh my gosh. I need to collect my thoughts in the morning. I have to come back to you with my thoughts in the morning because real honest opinion, without like letting this sink in too deeply, I don't think it was worth reading that 620-page book, y'all. I don't think it was. Is it good writing? Yes, of course. Yes, of course. The world is a little bit difficult to understand, to be very honest with you. There is a glossary in the back, but like I feel like I didn't use it at all because I felt like if I used the glossary, it might give away things that I didn't want it to give away to me ahead of time or things like that, because I know that sometimes if you look too far ahead, you start learning things and getting spoilers and stuff like that based on the words that they're talking about. But like, the world was difficult to understand as far as its magic system. Also, the names are of the people outside of our main character, Vis, way too similar. Way too similar. We have one friend who has a name that's very different from everybody else's, and so it's very easy to distinguish who we're talking about. But like, there's like two girls whose names sound similar. There's a lot of boys whose names all sound similar. Like, they all have like EA names. It's too much. It's too much for me. Everybody's names are too similar, and don't even get me started on the like surnames, if you will, of people, the Magnus and Septi and all of that, because that don't mean nothing other than like your class system, I guess, if you want to say. Y'all. I have to come back in the morning. I have to gather my thoughts. I have to gather my thoughts and come back in the morning because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I feel about. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all, This is me live crashing out right now because I feel like I wasted my time reading a 620 page book for the ending that I just got. Like, it's cool, but it's not 620 pages cool. I needed something more to happen. I feel like that ending was not the ending that I wanted. It was not satisfactory. It didn't give me enough. I needed a little bit more. Like, there are bigger battles happening throughout the book than like this final stuff. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna come back to you in the morning with a better review and consensus and my thoughts put together. I'm gonna potentially look into some other people's like reviews of the book because I'm just curious what other people, because I know a lot of people like this book. That's the reason I read it. I'm not saying it's bad. The writing's good. I just don't know if it was worth all the time that I invested into it. Ooh, y'all. I don't know. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. I will see you in the morning with a better and more well-rounded thought about the book. It's the next day. I went to bed and I thought about my feelings about this book. This is a highly beloved fantasy, and I think that's wonderful. And I love that people are obsessed with this book. That's all good things, right? All good things. However, I see a lot of problems with this book. And not like problems, but like things that I feel like aren't 100% and thus affects the rating that I'm giving this book and also the feeling that I have towards this book. So reading this book initially, I was like, I've told y'all the first 20% of the book, I was like, this is so much. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. Like, there was just so much thrown at you in the beginning. And I understand to a point why that is. However, once we actually start getting into the story, and now that I've reflected on it, I realize like we really don't get that deep into the actual magic system that's being used here. The concept of it we hear about, right? We understand that like will is like your essence and your being and your soul is like basically siphoned off to a person above you, which also, by the way, I saw some people talking about how this pyramid is basically an MLM, and yeah, that's basically how this hierarchy structure works in this book. It's an MLM scheme. The people at the bottom send their will up the ladder and up and up and up, and the more people sending up their will, the person at the top is the one that becomes the most powerful, right? That's what this magic system is. But like, that's really all that we learn. We don't actually learn how will is given or how it's taken or how that system actually works. I'm presuming that we probably get into it in the second book, but we don't actually ever learn how that comes to be, like how it works. So that was like a flaw that I had. The other flaw that I felt for this book was our main character Vis is just the best of all the best things, and nothing not good could happen to him. And so the stakes and the way that you feel about things happening to him, you're just kind of like, yeah, he's so insulated. This book insulates him so much that you never feel like, oh, I'm so worried about him. Like he's so insulated by how smart and how awesome and how he can fight so good, and he's literally the best at everything, right? He's the best at everything he ever does. So the stakes aren't really there. Like there's no stakes if he's just always so good and so awesome and can always win, right? That's boring, first of all. Just gonna say that much. I love a story in a system like this where we see our heroine actually like having to fight hard to get what they're trying to fight for. I don't want to just see him win everything. That's so boring. I'm so sorry, but that's so boring. And like, I understand people giving this a 5-star because the ending and the way that it ends, I think low-key, like I feel like y'all got some PTSD from this book in the sense that y'all read all of this nonsense and you get to the last like 20, 100 pages. I don't even know how much anymore. And then you're like, oh, I'm crying because I'm sad. And then I'm flabbergasted. And then I'm shook. And so now it's a 5-star. And like, I get 5 stars of feeling and 5 stars of vibe. Trust me, I can relate to that. I feel swindled. I feel like I read 620 pages for almost nothing, y'all. I feel like this book is so long for not really the payoff that it needs. The ending that we got, the flabbergasted, gobsmacked ending, the whiplash of an ending that we get, right? Cool. I like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. How is that the end? How did I read 620 pages and that's the end? That's crazy to me. And I don't know if that's normal fantasy stuff and if that's normal for most people, that the ending leaves you feeling like you don't know what is going on anymore and you are like, what was the point of everything that we did for the last 600 pages? Because that's how I feel about this book. And that's why I'm frustrated. I actually am very frustrated with this book. If you can't tell by my like response right now, I'm so frustrated because I don't feel like this book actually delivered what I was expecting or what I felt like the hype was. Don't shoot. But that's how I feel, okay? I'm sorry to everyone who thinks this is a 5-star. For me, this is a 4. I'm sorry, y'all. This is a 4-star book. I have the second book, so thankfully I can figure out how this ending applies. But if I have to read another 620 pages to figure out how this ending makes any sense, and if any of the other 600 pages in this book even mean anything to that book, y'all, it's just frustrating. I think I'm just frustrated because I feel like I wasted time. I enjoyed the book. Please don't misconstrue. I really did enjoy it. I had fun reading it. I thought that the writing was really well done, other than the like concept gaps that I feel like there were. Otherwise, I did enjoy the book. Like once I got past that first 20%, which is just an info dump, it's just a lot of info. I've seen a lot of people DNF this book because of the first 20%. If you want to read this, you do have to push through that first 20% of the book. You just have to. That's it. But despite all of that, I do like the book, but I don't like it enough for it to be a 5-star because the ending just really pissed me off, to be frank. It frustrated the shit out of me. And I was just sitting in my bed, laying there last night after I recorded that clip, just being like, what? Like, what the heck and even how? I just was, I watched other people's reactions and thoughts to it, which is where that MLM pyramid thing came from. And like, I'm not the only one, I think. I'm really not the only one who felt the issues with the first half of the book being just too info dumpy, who felt the time wasted, if you will, of reading 620 pages of a book for like a lot of it not to really mean much. Like, again, I feel like the stakes of this book weren't high enough. I feel like for everything I had to read, y'all, for everything I had to go through, the stakes weren't there. And that's like underwhelming for me. So, you know, that's it. Okay. That's the end of the FOMO vlog. I don't think I have FOMO anymore. I don't know that I have FOMO anymore. I don't know. Like, there are books I want to read, but I'm not doing this hyped up book stuff anymore, y'all. I can't with y'all because I feel like Dungeon Crawler Carl was a win, right? 5-star all around. We won that battle. But this, y'all, for 620 pages, I'm not getting over that. I'm not getting over it. So I don't know if we'll continue this series. If you like the series, definitely let me know. If you want me to continue, let me know. If you want me to continue, also tell me what books you want to see me do. Maybe books that you have FOMO for. Maybe I can do like my viewers FOMO books video or something. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this. I don't know that I'll continue this series situation that I wanted to do because I don't know how I felt about it. We'll see. We'll see. In other bookish news too, curious to know y'all's thoughts. I just saw that Sarah J. Maas mentioned that she's releasing a book 6 and 7 to the ACOTAR series, and that it may be like 1,000 pages. How are y'all feeling about that? Is that worth it for you? Because for me, I don't know if I'm going to continue that series. I think I might be done. After the Nesta book, y'all, that book pissed me off too. After the last book in the ACOTAR series, I was like, I don't think I'm going to read this series ever again. It just really pissed me off for so many reasons, but ultimately, again, a payoff issue. I went through all this struggle, strife, and tribulation, and in the end of that book, the like big boss battle scene is like a page and a half. You've got to be kidding me. Be so for real. So, I say all that to say, are y'all gonna read it? Did you read ACOTAR and did you like it? It was my entry back into reading again. So it did help me like get back into this whole thing all over again. But I don't think I'm gonna continue. Now that I've been reading, like reading again, I don't even know how I feel about that series. Like if I went back to reread that, I don't know if I would still have the same joy and like excitement and like, oh my God, I have to finish this excitement that I had. Like I remember staying up reading ACOTAR on my Kindle, like up until like 1 o'clock in the morning reading those books. I don't know if I have that same like excitement anymore, but you know, anyway, thank you all for joining me on this very long book journey for reading books that were really popular that I wanted to read because people said they were really good and I didn't want to miss out on it. I learned a lot and I hope you did too. If you liked Will of the Many, I would love to hear your thoughts about it down below. If you didn't like Dungeon Crawler Carl, I would also like to hear your thoughts down below. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for going on this journey with me. I hope you're having a wonderful day and I hope you continue to have an even greater week. I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. I see you. Go ahead and click the button. I'll wait. Thank you. We appreciate your subscription. Here at Spooky and Cozy Co., we appreciate your subscription. Every subscription counts. Anyway, thank you guys so much for your time, for your likes, for your subs. I really appreciate all of you. This has been an amazing journey so far. I'm having such a great time. I'm really enjoying myself. So thank you all for watching and participating with me. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.